Virgos, I feel like a lot of you are sitting back and waiting. You're cultivating, you're assessing, you're reevaluating because you know there's a giant shift that's about to happen, more power, you stepping into a greater position of leadership. So take the time that you need, okay? Welcome to your Scorpio season Tarotscope. Virgos, this was really interesting. I'm not sure if some of you felt like you've had the wind taken out of your sails, or this past Mercury retrograde was intense, especially for those of you watching who are Virgo rising. But I just saw this image of Hermes literally just on this giant skyscraper looking back and like holding his staff, or like holding the staff of Mercury to be specific. And he was just really bored and he didn't have any energy to do anything or to connect with anyone, and he wasn't moving. And then it's almost as if the channeled energy turned back. You know that meme of that one guy and there's newspaper clippings everywhere and there's all the red strings and he's just like frenetically looking. It's like, look at this. I feel like just some of you have been so in your head, or you haven't been appreciated, or you haven't been heard. And so you've just lost all motivation. That was kind of the energy that was coming through. And even the cards are interesting, but I just want you, if you need time to rest, take it. If you need to reach out to someone because world events or the pandemic have just been weighing really heavy on your heart, make sure that you're reaching out for support. Because then I saw this energy of lightheartedness, of laughing with friends. But if you just need that time to decompress, that's fine. But don't stay in your head for too long, because that very much is a Scorpio energy, which can sometimes manifest very strongly in Virgos of well, just going over every little detail, that perfectionism. And if it's not right 100% of the time, that you don't want to act, you don't feel inspired. So allow other people to support you. I also saw a beautiful like black, almost looked like a chocolate lab or a black dog, and it was glowing. So for those of you who connect with animals, connect with pets, or specifically a dog, that could be great energy just to go outside and get some fresh air. And even just channeling your solar plexus chakra, that was coming through very strongly as well with the gold. Yeah, it was like the black dog, but it was glowing in this golden light. And then that energy of just standing in your power, because again, in any phase of life, there's always periods of contraction and expansion. So for those of you who've been feeling like, especially Libra season was a heavy period of contraction, that lightness, that beautiful expansion is coming. And I mean, the first two cards I pulled, the Hierophant with the Justice card. And so this can even be, Virgos, that you get to rewrite what's fair, how you show up in the world, what you value as important. A very big key theme of Scorpio season is that Phoenix rising moment after the dark night of the soul, that you transmute your shadows and you integrate them to rise up to the next level. And with both of these are major arcana, also potentially connecting with a Taurus or a Libra, but you just really getting to decide who and what you spend your time with, how you're showing up in the world, how are you emerging as a leader in your family, your community, your workplace. And you might have some kickback, you might have some pushback, and maybe some of you are even anticipating that with the Five of Wands and the Knight of Wands, of really fighting for what you truly believe in. And that might also be the energy. It's like you've been fighting and fighting and fighting. It almost seems like no one is recognizing you, no one's appreciating you. And so you've just almost lost hope almost. Or you have someone in your life that has that energy, you've been trying to help them and they just don't seem to be listening. But this is, I mean, these two cards are like quintessential boundary cards, that you can't help someone that doesn't want to help themselves. And Virgo has that tough love energy, but sometimes it can turn into a martyr where they feel like they have to help everyone. But there's going to be massive expansion for you, Virgos, in terms of your status, your career, just your prominence expanding. So I need you to ensure that you can decide what battles are worth fighting for and which ones aren't. I also kind of just see like this image of someone on Facebook or social media, like trying to debate or trying to combat other people based on their opinions. If that's something that truly is going to bring you joy, that's one thing. But if you find yourself like reading the comments and just getting lost in other people's energy, kind of like I said, that meme of the guy looking back at all the newspaper clippings and pointing, I just think there's new avenues coming, but you have to ensure that you block out the noise. And this has been coming through for a lot of the zodiac signs, just given that we're still in that post-retrograde shadow period of Mercury. But mental health, focus, That's going to be pivotal, I think, for you to initiate new things that bring you joy. And you might even be, for some of you, wanting to switch careers or expand your business. And that might be met with resistance because people are like, what are you doing? You've been doing this for so long. Why are you giving up? It's not giving up if you're upgrading or expanding or just choosing something that truly brings you joy. Because the Five of Wands can really much represent everyone has an opinion. People are trying to change your opinion. They may say, do you really think you can do that? Who do you think you are? All of those projections from others. But that's just you having to stand your ground and ensure that things are getting better. You're moving into a position where all your hard work is paying off and all your diligence and love and care is about to be recognized. And I do think for those of you that have a Taurus or a Libra in your corner, those would be good energies for you to lean on. Okay, so let's see what else is coming through for Virgos. Ooh, okay. Intuition as well, and even intuition around money, it seems, was coming through. Like, oh, intuition, High Priestess. This is also beautiful because, again, we have, of the first 5 cards I pulled, 3 of them are major arcana, Virgo. So that's what I'm saying. You feel like all this pressure is building. It's for good reason. The High Priestess really representing that the veils are thin, your spirit team, your guides, God, source. Whoa, okay. All these things are working in your favor, Virgos. You just have to let go and trust. And this is also coming through with that 5 of Wands, 9 of Wands energy. It's like, why do you care what other people think? This is your life. And if they're not listening to you after you've been putting in all this work and all this time, that's not on you, that's on them. And again, you get to decide whether or not continually pursuing certain energies and certain people is worth your time, okay? So I'm gonna pull one more card. One fell down. Clearly, these messages are coming in hot today. And a spider just came through really quickly as well. So that's a beautiful image in terms of if you see a spider, and I mean, it's spooky season, it's Scorpio season, Halloween is around the corner. But remember, spiders weave a web so they can catch what they're after. So that's a huge manifestation, spirit animal, or if you see a spider in your home or just as a decoration or anywhere, kind of take that as a wink from the universe that whatever you're weaving, whatever you're calling in, whatever you're manifesting is on its way to you. And that can be another kind of nod from the universe as well. Good. So the card that fell down before, we have the Page of Wands, and then we have the Two of Cups. So for some of you, that's what I'm saying. Like, don't allow other people's opinions to get in your way and to stop consistently helping people that don't want to be helped, because you're blocking these new relationships, new sparks, new passion, new intimacy from coming in. Mars moves into Scorpio on Halloween. So Virgo and Scorpio energy makes a sextile aspect in astrology, which is very complementary. So with Mars making sextile aspects to all of your Virgo energy, that can also be very fun, very playful, very adventurous. But Virgos, I want you to get out of your own head. If you have insecurities or blockages, this is not going to serve you. And I was listening to a podcast the other day by the author Robert Greene, who's written many books. And he was just saying, when we're insecure, you're making it about yourself. And so I always talk about this as well, that arrogance, insecurity, they're both just ego, because you're making it all about you. I'm not saying that's going to apply to everyone, but getting out of your own head about your shortcomings or where you don't feel adequate, that again will allow all these beautiful blessings to come in around new relationships. I mean, Two of Cups, that really is around love specifically, or partnerships in business. And that potentially some of you might meet someone through work or from you standing fully in your power. And again, I think that's why the solar plexus chakra came in. The universe is preparing you, and you want to feel strong and powerful and sexy. So you're attracting that energy in return. We want to get out of our own head. We want to stop caring what other people think about us and trust that the universe has our back in every single scenario, every second of the day, okay? What I've been doing, Virgos, I have this Troth tarot deck, and I'm using it to pull a few cards with respect to what we can integrate from our shadow self, or maybe what fears and doubts are holding us back, given these are key themes of what Scorpio and Scorpio energy is here to help us do. So I'm going to pull a few cards and just see maybe where there's some blocks or what we can integrate further, okay? I just see like a heart, almost like the Nightmare Before Christmas, like a heart, but it's like a cartoon heart with all these like holes and it's under construction. So potentially some of you have been hurt in the past, or there's a fear of being hurt or allowing someone in or letting go of control. And that might be where these issues are, of like always wanting to help people to receive love in any type of way. But you get to help yourself now, Virgos. You don't have to bend over backwards and help everyone else out and be afraid that if you let someone into your life to help you, that they're going to hurt you. I think just maybe a fear of intimacy or a fear of letting go, for someone to see the real you, flaws and all, that might be something to just rethink during this Scorpio season, okay? Yeah, it just keeps like, let go, let go, let go. Which I understand can be hard for a Virgo, because we like to have control over situations, like to know everything. But that's just something that I would implore you, maybe not in every area of your life, but just to see how that could add more enjoyment into your day-to-day life in whatever way that means for you. 2 cards. So we have the 2 of Swords and the 4 of Cups reverse. And the interesting thing with this Troth deck, they have words to signify. So here we have luxury for the 4 of Cups, and then we have peace for the 2 of Swords. So since they're both reversed, potentially, again, you're not allowing yourself to have any fun. Or every single time you choose between work and responsibility and fun and intimacy, you always choose work. And so you get to decide now, are you going to allow riches, new power, new love into your life, or you can consistently block these blessings? With the 2 of Swords, normally, that is making a decision. And I mean, we just talked about, especially with that 5 of Wands and the 9 of Wands, are you going to consistently allow other people and their inaction or them not appreciating you hold you back? Or are you going to step into this power, trust into the universe, and know that these new relationships are coming in? Again, it's interesting with the the 8 of Swords coming in, of potentially you feeling trapped. This has been coming through pretty much for every single sign, but that mental health, making sure that you are focused and that you're not allowing the external noise to deter you from what you know you're here meant to do. Because I'll say, astrologically speaking, the October portion of Scorpio season, very favorable aspects. But once we get into November, it is going to be intense. And again, we need that friction to create heat to allow that Phoenix rising moment to occur. But November, for everyone, will be loud and intense and transformative. But if you don't have that stable foundation to support you, it can be trickier later on. So I just want to give you those tools now to prepare so that you can remain on the path that's going to lead you to these new explorations of intimacy, new power, and new luxury. You just get to choose whether or not that's something you want. And you can decide at any time, any point, to say yes, to welcome in these blessings, okay? So Virgo, that is my general reading for us today. Please be sure to tag or share with another Virgo who could benefit from this message. If you wish to go into these themes further, my books are now open for Scorpio season and until the end of November. And if this reading resonated and you want to say thank you, all tips and donations are greatly appreciated. You can find all that information in the link in my bio on Instagram or the description of the video as well. Thank you, Virgos, for watching, and I will talk to you very soon, all right? Bye.